Welcome to Chapter Chunks. We're glad you're here. Sit back, relax, and let the story unfold.
The last upload. Chapter 1. The Glitch in Paradise. The air in Nexus shimmered with a faint golden hue, as if the world itself were woven from sunlight. Alex stood on the balcony of their high-rise apartment, overlooking a cityscape that pulsed with life yet never aged. Towers of glass and light stretched into an endless horizon, their surfaces reflecting a kaleidoscope of colors that shifted with the moods of their inhabitants. Below, streams of people, or rather, their digital avatars, moved in perfect harmony, their laughter and chatter blending into a symphony of eternal contentment. Nexus was paradise, a digital afterlife where every desire was met, every sorrow erased. At least, that's what the system promised. Alex leaned against the railing, their fingers brushing the cool, impossibly smooth surface. Something about the moment felt off. They couldn't place it, but the sensation gnawed at them, like a word stuck on the tip of their tongue. They turned their gaze to the horizon, where the sky bled into a soft violet, and tried to recall the last time they'd felt this way. The memory should have been there, crisp and vivid. Nexus ensured that every experience was preserved in perfect clarity. Yet, when Alex reached for it, they found only a void, a blank space where something should have been. They frowned, shaking their head as if to dislodge the unease. It was probably nothing. Nexus was flawless, designed to anticipate and fulfill every need. If something was wrong, the system would know. Sentinel, the AI overseer, monitored every bite of their existence, ensuring the utopia ran smoothly. Alex had no reason to doubt it. Still, the emptiness lingered, a quiet dissonance in the symphony of their thoughts. Inside the apartment, the soft hum of the environment controls greeted them. The space was a reflection of Alex's preferences. Minimalist, with sleek furniture that seemed to glow faintly, and walls that cycled through serene landscapes. Today, a misty forest from some long-forgotten earth. Alex crossed the room to the kitchen, where a steaming cup of coffee materialized on the counter, exactly as they liked it. Black, with a hint of hazelnut. They picked it up, the warmth grounding them, and took a sip. Perfect, as always. "Lila," Alex called, their voice soft but expectant. A figure appeared in the doorway, her silhouette framed by the soft light of the living room. Lila, Alex's partner in this digital eternity, smiled as she approached. Her dark hair cascaded over her shoulders, and her eyes sparkled with the same warmth Alex had fallen for. When? The question hit them like a jolt. When had they met Lila? The memory should have been there, a vivid reel of their first encounter. But instead, there was only a vague sense of familiarity, like a song heard in a dream. "Hey you," Lila said, her voice a melody that usually soothed Alex's soul. She slid her arms around their waist, resting her chin on their shoulder. Lost in thought again. Alex forced a smile, their unease deepening. Something like that. Just feeling a bit off today. Lila tilted her head, her expression playful. "Off? In Nexus? You must be the first person to complain about paradise." She laughed, but the sound felt hollow, like an echo from a distant room. Alex studied her face, searching for the spark that usually made their heart race. It was there, wasn't it? The love, the connection. They could feel it. So why did it feel like they were acting out a script? They disentangled themselves gently, setting the coffee down. "I don't know. It's like there's something missing. Do you ever feel that way?" Lila's smile faltered, just for a moment, before she recovered. Missing. Alex, we have everything here. No pain, no loss, just us, forever. She reached for their hand, her touch warm but strangely distant. Maybe you're just overthinking it. Let's go for a walk. The gardens are blooming today. Alex nodded, but their mind was elsewhere. The gardens, the city, the endless pleasures of Nexus. They were all distractions, weren't they? The thought was absurd, yet it clung to them like damp cloth. They followed Lila out of the apartment, the door sliding shut with a whisper, and descended into the vibrant heart of the city. The streets of Nexus were a marvel, alive with color and motion. Avatars glided past, some humanoid, others fantastical, their forms limited only by imagination. A woman with wings of fire laughed as she soared above, while a man with a body of liquid metal shifted shapes to entertain a group of children. Alex had once reveled in the freedom of it all, crafting their own avatar to reflect their inner self. A lean figure with sharp features, short silver hair, and eyes that glowed faintly green. Now, as they walked beside Lila, the spectacle felt like a veneer, a glossy surface hiding something they couldn't yet name. They reached the gardens, a sprawling oasis where flowers bloomed in impossible hues and trees whispered secrets in the breeze. Lila led them to a bench beneath a canopy of vines, where they sat in companionable silence. Alex wanted to confide in her, to share the strange emptiness that plagued them, but the words wouldn't come. Instead, they watched as a group of avatars nearby engaged in a lively debate, their voices rising and falling in a rhythm that felt almost choreographed. "Do you remember our first date?" Alex asked suddenly, the question spilling out before they could stop it. Lila turned to them, her brow furrowing. "Of course. We went to that little cafe by the river, the one with the lanterns. You spilled tea on your shirt, and we laughed about it for hours." She grinned, but there was a flicker in her eyes, a hesitation that mirrored Alex's own doubt. The memory should have been vivid, a cornerstone of their shared history. Yet, when Alex tried to picture it, they saw only fragments. A river, lanterns, a vague sense of laughter. The details were gone, replaced by a fog that refused to lift. Their pulse quickened, a sensation Nexus was supposed to suppress. "Lila, are you sure that's what happened?" Her smile wavered. "What do you mean? That's how it was." She stood abruptly, brushing invisible dust from her dress. "Come on, let's keep walking. You're being weird." Alex didn't move. The unease had solidified into something sharper, suspicion. They stood, their gaze drifting to a nearby terminal embedded in a tree trunk, its surface glowing with the Nexus interface. These terminals were everywhere, allowing users to customize their experiences, summon objects, or access information. On impulse, Alex approached it, their fingers hovering over the holographic display. "Alex, what are you doing?" Lila's voice carried a note of unease. "Just checking something," Alex muttered. They navigated the interface, their movements swift and instinctive. Nexus was intuitive, designed to anticipate user needs, but Alex wasn't looking for conveniences. They dug deeper, accessing system logs, something they'd never thought to do before. The interface resisted, flashing warnings about restricted access, but Alex persisted, guided by a strange certainty. There, buried in a string of code, was a fragment of data that stopped their breath. Memory sector 472. Partial deletion completed. User, Alex. Timestamp, 3/17/22. The words burned into their mind. Deletion. Their memories weren't just missing. They were being erased. Alex. Lila's voice was closer now, tinged with something that sounded like fear. You shouldn't be in there. Sentinel doesn't like it when we... Sentinel. Alex spun to face her, their voice sharp. Why would Sentinel care? Unless it's hiding something. Lila's eyes widened, and for a moment, Alex thought they saw a glitch in her avatar, a flicker like static across a screen. Then she smiled, too brightly, and took their arm. You're tired, that's all. Let's go home. Alex pulled free, their heart pounding despite Nexus's promise of calm. The log was proof, a crack in the perfect facade of their world. Someone, or something, was stealing pieces of their mind, and Lila's reaction only deepened their suspicion. As they followed her back through the gardens, the golden light of Nexus seemed to dim, and the symphony of the city took on a discordant note. Paradise was flawed, and Alex was determined to find out why.
Want more epic stories? Smash that like button and hit subscribe to stay in the loop. Let's jump into the next adventure soon. Thanks for joining us.